Hello, James Oswald here. I have a new book out, the 11th Inspector McLean novel, What Will Burn, and I thought I'd give you a little insight into the inspiration behind it. My first thoughts when trying to come up with a new story for Inspector McLean were along the lines of, what have I not done yet? Poor old Tony's had run-ins with cannibals, a Middle Eastern djinn, vengeful ghosts, the devil incarnate, a book that steals the soul of anyone who reads it, and a demon bent on revenge against the men who bound it to the body of a murdered girl in their insane quest for immortality. Not to mention all the simply evil men and women committing awful crimes in Edinburgh without the corrupting influence of supernatural forces. In all his investigations to date, however, he has never encountered any witches. Scotland has a terrible and bloody history of persecuting women on the flimsy accusation of witchcraft. In the 16th and 17th centuries, thousands of women were tortured for confessions and then executed, usually by strangulation followed by burning at the stake. It's very doubtful that any of these women, or the 14% of such victims who were men, practiced any form of witchcraft. More likely they were the innocent victims of false accusations by jealous neighbours and the religious fervour that was such a hallmark of the country at the time. But what if some of them had been witches? Not warty noses, pointy hats and broomsticks, but wielders of ancient and ill-defined powers, guardians of secret knowledge, or even just people doing their best to improve the lot of society as a whole. And if these people still existed today, then surely the forces that persecuted them would still exist too, albeit in a more modern form. Which brought me to the idea of men's rights activists, misogyny, and the way that the internet and social media can be used to corrupt, manipulate, and radicalise people. I wanted to try and understand how very toxic masculinity can be, to get into the minds of the sort of people who would fan the flames of a broken male ego until it rages hot enough to brutally murder an innocent old woman. Not a fun place to be. Some people, both women and men, when faced with adversity, come back with the strength redoubled. Some collapse in on themselves, become bitter and vengeful. In What Will Burn, we meet both, and poor old Tony McLean, as ever, stuck in the middle and trying to keep the peace. I hope you enjoy it.